we saw what happened to Trump in 2020. I mean, that was just a concerted step-by-step effort, an unholy alliance between politicians and big tech and big corporations to skew the narrative, to spread misinformation and disinformation. They bragged about it in Time magazine, for goodness sake, in the 2021 article when they talked about a well-funded cabal of people getting together to literally change rules and laws. My concern is, what's to stop them doing that again in 2024?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, they don't have COVID unless they unleash COVID-24 on us. They don't have the excuse, as then Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi had, to mail out 81 million unbidden voter ballots. They can't do that this time. Not only is she not the Speaker of the House, there is no COVID pretext. Secondly, with regards to what you described, which was the privatization of our elections by the likes of Mark Zuckerberg, who personally put in more than $420 million to support the election officers in predominantly Democrat districts, which is the privatization of elections, and to put drop boxes for ballots in predominantly Democrat districts. At least 12 states of the union have brought legislation in the last 2 years to prevent that from happening again. And then the last is, well, I mean, I take the example of my wife. Where was I on November 9th of the midterm elections? I was at Mar-a-Lago with the president, listening to him relaunch his campaign to be elected once more. Where was my wife? She was up at 4:30 in the morning. I was at Mar-a-Lago in Florida. She came home. I saw her on the security cameras at 10 o'clock at night. What had she been doing for 18 hours? She was the chief election officer for our district of Virginia. So she hates politics because she's rational, but she realizes that every American has a role to play, and you have to volunteer. You have to keep your love of America in some tangible fashion expressed in a way that, adds to free and fair elections. So whether it's the states doing what has to be done, whether it's the lack of COVID, or whether it's just patriots volunteering, things have improved. I will not say we've solved everything. Having the likes of Ronna Romney McDaniel still as the chair of the RNC is a problem, because she's the Republican in name only. But even there, President Trump has recommended her replacement. He wants to put his daughter-in-law Lara Trump in as the co-chair, which would be amazing. So we're trying to make sure 2020 doesn't happen again. But look, I'll be very blunt with you. If anybody's surprised that the election was stolen in 2020, I've got a bridge to sell you. The Democrats have been stealing elections since 1962, when Joe Kennedy literally bought the votes of dead people in Chicago so his son JFK could be elected. Nixon knew there was wide-scale election fraud in 62, but he took a decision. He said, I'm not going to rock the boat. I'll do the gentlemanly thing and I'll run again. The Democrats have been doing this for 70 years. We make America the only nation in the world to put men on the moon 6 times, by the way. We joke about dead people voting in Chicago, in Philly, in Baltimore. It's time we stop joking about it and actually look, if you can have voter ID in India, if you can have voter ID in Mexico, it might be a time to have it here in America.